Hey guys, so I figured I'd do a little video recap of some plays that we saw today in the market. And sorry I haven't really been uploading pretty much any videos, but I figured I'd do one today since we've been getting a lot of low float, low price stocks running. So I guess I could start from my watch list this morning. So these are four things I was watching this morning. I'm on the West Coast, so it's 3 hours behind. So 9:14, 9:12ish, around the areas when I wrote these things that I was watching. We can start with GBR. I was watching for a new high of day past 375 to move to $4, and I said it was risky because it was getting a little choppy. So this is GBR here, pre-market. I believe it was the highest gapper this morning. Gapped up all the way from like below 150 up to a high of like 370 right here around 8:30. So you can see it reached this high 370 right here, came back down 325, and then kind of moved back up, moved back down, moved back up, moved back down. So here's where I wrote the alert, or kind of my watch, that if it breaks this line and creates a new high, it would keep spiking. It would go to $4 at least if it breaks this line. And you can see here it was holding this support. So that's what I was watching at. What ended up happening is it just dumped 325, couldn't even hold it. So it went back down to the second line of resistance, which is 380. I didn't write that, but I had this line out here because over here it held the support. So this was the second line of support, this was the first line of support, and it bounced up from it, and we got to move just to 320, and then it kind of tried to test this resistance again, and then it couldn't break it, so it just faded away the rest of the day. We could look at the long-term chart. We could see there was really nothing in this area, for months or even a whole year. So above this line, if we had made a new high, it would be a new year of high. You know, so it would have kept going up a little bit, which was also some resistance. So it's gone higher than that, but that it didn't really go anywhere today. So that play pretty much just died out. That was only a pre-market play. So if people made money, it was only pre-market, because just buying it afterwards didn't really do anything. Plus other stocks had a lot of volume. And that's the thing about days like today. When there's a lot of plays, when a lot of things are ripping, a lot of low floats, a lot of volume spread out all over the market, a lot of these plays, their spikes, their moves are kind of like short-lived, right? Because everybody's trying to jump into the best stock, but there's multiple stocks that are ripping that have potential, so everybody's kind of like spread out everywhere. And if they're in one stock, it goes up, and then they see another stock starting to go up, they would just sell this and move into the other stock. So that's what happens when a lot of stocks are ripping and running. You can't really sit in a position for too long, otherwise you just get just dragged down with it when volume leaves. So that's what happened to GBR. I said break of new high of day. It didn't make it, so I stopped looking at it at that point. GBR. I'll skip to Yuma real quick because that one also didn't really do anything. YUMA, I said looking for a 103 break for a quick move to 110. First support at 90 and second support is 80 cents. So if we go to what happened pre-market right here, this had gapped up nicely a little bit. Went from 80 cents all the way to 115, and then pretty much came back down 80 cents, bounced up to 103, and then was, you know, kind of consolidating in this area. So from here, I wanted to see a break of 102 right here to move at least back up to here, and then from here would either bounce, or if it broke that, it would keep going. What happened is it just couldn't even break this line again, and it just dipped down to the second line of support. First line of support just didn't help. Everybody who was here, who had bought here, they were like, yeah, this isn't going anywhere, so they sold it. Crashed all the way down to like 76-ish. But 180 was like still pretty good resistance, so support, so it kind of like brought it back up, and then had this like ridiculous move just straight up to $1, which is that line it needed to break. But after such a long move, such a long green candle, it just ran out of steam. And so it, even if I would have seen this, which I didn't see it because once it dumped down, I looked for other plays. And even if I would have seen it, I wouldn't have bought in right here because that's just a ridiculous move. Every time you get like a huge move in one direction, you usually get a similar move in the opposite direction. Just like this, long green candle, red move. Long red candle, green move. So that would have been a nice short right here at 102 if I would have seen it. And right now it's at 54 cents. So yeah, once it came back down, it couldn't even. It was below VWAP and it couldn't even get regained back up over VWAP. So that play died out. So I stopped looking at it. So the only two plays that I had left was CEI and PED. Let's look at PED first. I was looking for it to move back up towards 4 and break for a move to 450. So this was the biggest stock that ran yesterday. The lowest float stock that ran, also important. So after hours yesterday, you can see this move straight up, move straight up, move straight up. And yesterday I also said that I was going to be looking at this stock today for any possible moves. So a lot of people who swung this stock pretty much any time from yesterday were up in profit when the market when pre-market opened right here. So they kind of like sold it off a little bit, and it brought it back down towards these levels at 320-ish. However, if you zoom in to its pre-market, you can see there was some clear resistance here at 4. Right here it held, pushed it back down, then it broke it, a nice move, ran out of steam at 450, came back down, and then moved up, tried 4 again, fell, tried 4 again, fell, and so it was like consolidating here. So I was like, if we could break this $4 mark, we could head to 450. And when the market opened, it was really choppy, really choppy. What I mean by choppy is just straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. It wasn't picking a direction yet. So eventually people gave up on it, and it dumped back down to pre-market support right here at the lowest point, 325. That would have been a nice buy. If anybody saw this huge red candle, it would have been a nice buy right at support. Just moved back up, consolidated in this area a little bit, and then once we had the nice $4 break up after consolidation, we eventually saw it move all the way up to like 445-ish. It wasn't really $5. It wasn't really 450. But almost close enough, right? So I knew it could get right back up towards this pre-market highs right here if it broke this 450 mark or $4 mark, because a lot of people shorted here, a lot of people shorted here, a lot of people were shorting here thinking this was just straight dump back down, and so a lot of shorts were stuck here and longs were stuck here. Everybody was pretty much unsure, but after a little bit of consolidation, once we got that $4 break, it was kind of evident it was going to hit the 450. And consolidation is important as well when you're looking for a break. Just like I said, I wouldn't really buy after a long green candle. Like here, it went from 450 straight up to $4. That's not a buy, right? That's a sell. That's a short. So then it would head. Look at that. If this goes from 450 all the way up to $4, I would short it there, because the next candle has a low of 365. It's 35 cents. So I would only buy after this $4 break if it had consolidation, which it did later on over the next like 30 minutes. And then once it hit the pre-market highs, it pretty much ran out of steam and just dumped. Boom. Boom. Plus this stock is very important because yesterday, like I said, it was the lowest float, lowest price runner. I believe it was trading at like less than 40 cents. Moved up. Boom, $2, moved up, and then went up to $4. So everybody was like, wow. Whenever a stock like this heats up, every other stock like this heats up. Every other low float, low price stock heats up. Which is why when I woke up this morning, I looked at the my scanner. I saw a whole bunch of low floats or low price stocks. And that's awesome and worrisome at the same time, because not all of them are going to rip, right? It's kind of like a gamble. You want to see something prove itself to you first before you jump into it, because that's how you just get dumped on like that. So one of the other stocks that I saw that gapped up was CEI. I said clearly a PED sympathy play, but at the break of 84 cents, it can move to 99 cents as well. It wasn't my favorite because, like I said, there were other low price stocks. This one didn't really have as much volume as other ones did, but it was still on my radar. So I'll show you right here. So this is pre-market, right? Just look just at pre-market right here. Pre-market gaps up from about 50 cents, right? 40 cents, and reaches a high of 84 cents and just consolidates, setting a low of 67 cents ish. So it was in this little channel. I said break of 84 cents, it can move to $1. So it broke 84 cents, consolidated a little bit, didn't make them move to $1, which was some resistance right here. You can see clearly it bounced down. From here, I would have believed it would have just faded off the rest of the day, right? But it didn't. It gained a lot of volume, as you can see here. These candles, pretty much one of the highest volume candles is right here. So that's a lot of people buying the stock. So a lot of shorts who shorted at $1 were like, whoa, this can actually keep pushing up. And so it did, up to like 130. So I underestimated it. I admit that I underestimated it. But I still, like a CEI insane volume. And then, even then when it broke, I said CEI moving nicely above $1 at 9.41. Best case is 150. Where was this? Here. 9.41. Right in this candle. When it went to when it started breaking this in here, when it reached a high of 110 and pulled back, but it held $1, I said, wow, this can actually go somewhere. Because, like I said, a lot of people thought $1 was going to be hard resistance, and it just pulled back and broke it, right? So right here in this area, all the shorts are scared. All the shorts are like, yeah, it's not worth it. So it led to a push up. It didn't get to 150, but it got up to 130-ish. Well, actually not immediately, but then it just eventually pulled back down to what area? That $1 that was tough resistance, or should have been like really hard resistance. It bounced from it and then made its move up to 150. So, you know, sometimes you can look at plays long term or you can look at them short term. I personally like looking at plays short term. So I would have liked to see this go from like 1 to 150 in just like less than 5 minutes, not over a span of like, you know, 1 or 2 hours like it did here. But it's a clear trend, right? I read that it was going to go to 150. So if we look at the long-term chart, you can see this is 3 months ago. There was nothing above 83 cents. And then 6 months ago, you can see, oh, this was actually up here around these areas. If you zoom in here at the closest line of resistance around $1, you can see here it dumped and then regained itself here. And then there's a lot of resistance here, right? Look at this big green candle. And it couldn't push up anymore, so just faded off around here, 105, 107, $1. Like I said, this is tough resistance. So once it actually, you know, broke up above this, I said next line would be 150, right? Right next to this high right here, where this one candle tried to go to. Boom. It tried to go to 150. That's the move I saw, from 1 to 150 right here. Just like this one candle tried. And that's what we saw today, 150, and then just dumped. However, after this 150, it moved back down to VWAP. If you can see, VWAP is pretty much the only indicator I like to use because it shows you the price short term. So it also acts like a magnet. If anybody doesn't know what VWAP is, it's basically a magnet. So if a stock is ever above VWAP like this, it's usually going to come back down towards it. Or if it's ever below VWAP, it's usually going to come right back up to it. Let me see if it happens here. It doesn't really happen here, but that's exactly how it works. Eventually, it'll come back up towards VWAP, right? But whenever it crosses over VWAP, the trend just keeps going. So if this trending below it, it would just keep dumping. But you can see here it regained itself up and then up and then up. So a lot of people are buying here at VWAP, you know, testing that $1-ish support, 110 support. So all these shorts here were kind of scared for this line. They wanted it to just keep dumping down, but it didn't. So a lot of people bought here thinking it would reclaim 150. And it didn't even get up there. It pretty much ran out of steam. So then it started trending back down right here. So everybody who bought here when they were inside inside this little trend, this little downtrend, they were like, it's not, is it gonna bounce? Is it not gonna bounce? And a lot of people started selling, getting worried, and that's how you just get dumped on. So this is why you sell. You gotta notice the positions people have. So in this area, people were buying, hoping to get a retest or break of pretty much the high or 150, right? They wanted this to go straight up to 150. A lot of them would have sold there, and then it didn't even get up there. So people are like, is it even really going to spike? As you can see, VWAP was really holding this down. It bounced here. It couldn't really get away from VWAP, and it just kept pulling it down, and then eventually just dumped it down. So will this play be? I'm still looking at this play for future spikes in the next coming days. It needs this $1 break again, although that's gonna be another really hard resistance, right? Because at this moment, everybody who bought here is pretty much underwater. So they're just going to, at this point, they're like, I just want it to spike so I can get out, you know, minimize my losses. That's their mindset, right? They're not thinking, oh, this is gonna go up to 10. They just want this to spike so they can cut out. So if any spike would below this 110 area would probably just be short-lived. I'd say 110 is probably the best area we can hope for as of now, before all these people just start selling their shares in there, minimizing their losses. But yeah, that's pretty much what we can hope for. This can also just straight come back down to wherever it was trading at a few days ago, just at 30 cents, 40 cents. So yeah, something to watch out for. But that's pretty much it. Pretty much the lesson to learn from this is that when one stock heats up, pretty much every stock in that sector heats up. Especially in this case, it was both, right? Low float because of the bunch, and low price because if it's low price, pretty much every trader can afford shares. So there's gonna be insane volume, as you can see here. 84 million shares traded. That's insane. 10-day average is 1.4 million. And just today I had 85 million. PED 20 million. That's ridiculous amount of volume for these low float, you know, low price stocks. So we'll see what happens in the market tomorrow. If you guys ever have a question about any stock, you can reach out to me on my Twitter, StockTwits. I'll usually reply if I have the time before the market. I'll let you know. I always let you guys know what I'm looking at, what plays I'm looking at, even before the market opens, trying to get you guys prepared for any possible moves, like I did here with these 4 stocks. 2 of them just didn't happen, so I stopped looking at them. Yuma and GBR. Also, GBR just ran way too much in the morning, right? I think it was like over 100% winner. I don't even remember the number, but this is just way too high at this point. Like I said, if it broke this 370 area, it would have gone to 4, and then that's all I would have given it. I would have sold there because it would have just been way too high, right? Eventually, at some point, you're just gonna be like, I just gotta take my profits, right? It's not gonna keep going up. It's not gonna go up to 1,000%. Very, very rarely it does. Like PED did that yesterday. So yeah, you just gotta be careful what place you pick. Always make sure you mark your support, resistance areas, and always have a game plan. So that's it. That's a little market review. If you have any questions, let me know, and be sure to follow me on Twitch. I mean, not Twitch, Twitter, StockTwits, and subscribe for more little recaps. Like I said, any questions, you can reach out to me in any one of my social media, and I'll get to it whenever I can. So I'll see you guys later.